Hi everyone, welcome back. For those that watched my little series I did last year of TI-99 versus Atari 800 games, I decided I'm going to do similar, but this time with the Spectrum versus BBC Micro. So I'm only going to bother with games where they both had an official release. No point sort of putting different clones in that in, I don't think. And I'm going to start off with pole position because I don't think I've done a video of either of these. And this is the Spectrum version I'm starting off with. I'm going to rate all these games with sort of graphics, gameplay, and sounds, and then we'll see who comes out on top. I might do maybe 5 different lots of games, probably spread them out with my other videos. This particular one on Specky, this version does run on a bit, so what I'm going to do is I'll show you a little bit of qualification, a little bit of race, and then I'll move on to the Beeb version, because you can't actually change the number of laps on here, annoyingly. Prepare to qualify. So we go. So it's a bit of a weird look to this version, sort of like a nighttime race, isn't it? But I think personally I don't mind the graphics. I think the graphics are quite good, and I do like the fact on the road signs you've got pictures on them rather than just square blocks, which you seem to get on all of the other versions. So yeah, you can see the old Centipede advert go past there. Auto accelerate, you just got to press fire and pull back on a joystick to change gear, but the sound doesn't seem to change, doesn't matter what speed you're going. And I wouldn't really say it's got a very good sense of speed either. Both of these releases are 1984, by the way, so they're both quite early, I suppose, for these types of games. So what I'm going to do, rather than sort of show you now 70 seconds of qualifying, I'm just going to pause it and then I'll carry it on when we're actually in the race. Okay, so there we go. So I qualified in 4th. I think I had 1 or 2 crashes there along the way. It's kind of tricky overtaking in this game because you'll probably notice now when I'm playing properly that the other cars they kind of jerk about when you get close to them. It's really makes it quite tricky to get past them. So there you go. You can see what I'm talking about already. They don't kind of move in a smooth way at all. Yeah, very difficult. See, you can see what I mean about the hit detection is really bad. I think 1 minute you're behind them, and then next minute you just sort of crashed. Not helped by the way that the cars move. I suppose again this is it's an early game. You know, when you had the later racers like Wet Le Mans and Chase HQ and Enduro Racer and such likes. Yeah, they were way superior to this, but this is, yeah, it's not really much fun to play, I wouldn't say. I never had this one back in the day. Whether I would have been more forgiving of it back then, I have no idea. But yeah, playing it now, it's not a very enjoyable experience. See, look at that. It's almost impossible to sort of gauge your gap going through. I'll only play this for another few seconds. Maybe I can hit a checkpoint and then I'll go over to the Beeb then. Because like I said, it does kind of drag on a bit this when you're playing it. There we go. So I made it for the extended play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it there. Oh, I'll show you. Did I show you a crash yet? I'll show you a crash. Can't remember if I've actually crashed while I was doing a gameplay. Probably have a job to find something to hit now. Yeah, here we go. There you go. So the crash animation is okay. But yeah, nothing to write home about that version. So I'm just going to pause it and then I'll get the Beep version loaded and then I'll give them both a rating. Okay, then, so here we go with the BBC Micro version. Like I say, again, 1984, so same year as the Specky, but this one is a lot better, I would say. Let's put the laps on just one and jump on in. Music sounds good. I think the graphics are really nice on here. Car looks quite flat compared to the old arcade game, I think, and the other versions of the game, but kind of suits. It really works on a Beep, I think. And collision detection, way better. You can sort of really thread yourself through the cars on this one. And you get the nice passing sound as well, if you notice, so that's quite good. Signs are back to their just plain squares, but that's the same with pretty much all the versions, I think, so no big criticism there. There we go, qualified in second place, so that's quite good. And so say all of us. So because I've got it on one lap, I should be able to show all of this race. So yeah, it's nice when you can change laps. I suppose I better show off a crash animation in a minute. I'll do a crash here, so I can just show you how it looks. Nothing special, but good enough. Not too bad. Oh, I was going to say I'm probably going to do loads of crashes now. I'll probably screw for this race actually, that was a bit stupid that crash, but never mind. Can we scrape in? Yeah, we made it. 3 seconds to spare, look. So there you go, really good version now, I think. I think that's pretty impressive. The good old Beep did us proud, I think, on this one. So, let's do the ratings then. So I'll start off with the Spectrum version. And I'm dividing the same as I did with the other ones, the other comparisons I did on a TI-99 and Atari 800. I'm going to divide it into graphics, gameplay and sound, and then we get an overall for each one. So graphics, I'm going to give the Spectrum... I think the graphics were actually quite good. I quite liked the use of colour. I didn't mind the sort of nighttime look of the circuit and whatnot. And yeah, I like the fact the signs were actually had stuff on them on the sides of the road. So I'm going to give the Spectrum. I'm going to give it. Do you know what? I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. That might sound a bit generous. I was going to give it 8, but I think I'm going to give it a 9 because yeah, the graphics are quite good. And like I said, you've got the signposts as well. Gameplay. yeah, that was pretty bad. Gameplay wasn't very good at all. So gameplay, I think I'm going to give that a 3 or a 4 out of 10. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Yeah, 4 out of 10 for that one. And sound, that was pretty uninspiring as well. That kind of droned on. I think I'll give sounds 4 out of 10 as well. So Spectrum version, I'm giving that a 17 out of 30. So the Beeb, let's do the Beeb next. Beeb graphics, I think the graphics are fantastic on this one. I really do. Yeah, I like the sort of unique look. It's got a very Beeb look about it, but nice and colourful. And I think the cars look great. So I'm going to give that a 10 out of 10. Gameplay, I think gameplay is excellent as well. It feels a lot more fun to play. This is one I've sort of come back to quite a bit. So yeah, I'm going to give that one a 9 out of 10. The sort of handling and everything's good. You can thread through the cars a lot better. And then the sound, I think it sounds fantastic actually. The tune sounds really good. I like the engine sounds, and you get the sounds when you pass cars and that as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to give the sounds a 10 out of 10. So overall, the Beeb version, I'm giving it a 29 out of 30. I think that's a really great version of a game. So yeah, clear win for the Beeb this time. We'll see what other games, how the other ones do. I don't know quite how many I'm going to do yet. I did put a community post out for suggestions, and Goldtooth Gaming did mention Nifty Lifty, so I'll be doing that one. James Retro Import Gamer mentioned Manic Miner, so I'll do that on both. And maybe I'll do sort of 2 or 3 others. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, and thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you another time, and that is all.